Hampshire in trouble after 6 for Quinn as 23 wickets tumble. At the penultimate round of the LV County Championship, all is still to play for. Two teams meet at the Ageas Bowl determined for the win, but for totally different reasons. Kent are nervously looking over their shoulder, just out of the relegation places. Hampshire have designs on the title. And they won the toss, inserted Kent into bat, and immediately started to cause them problems. Mayeye in for Crawley and out to Barker. LBW for a duck, 5 into the day. Bell-Drummond followed in the next over, caught behind off a Bass to leave Kent 1 for 2. Kent clicked into preservation mode, but they could only bunker up for so long, and finally started to push the score along. But as Hampshire's opening pair gave way to their first change bowlers, Leaning succumbed, bowled by Abbott for 8. Kent concerns deepened. Robinson the next man to fall, bowled by Abbott for 4. And the seamer had 2 wickets in 2 balls. Finch LBW for a duck to leave the score a pretty sorry 32 for 5. They'd had just 3 in the 4 and a bit overs left until the break, heading off in all sorts of trouble. 35 for 5 at lunch. Compton was the defiant presence Kent needed. With new man Joey Everson alongside him, they finally started to find some solidity and ticked the score past 50. After a chaos-strewn first session, the visitors had found their feet in the 6th wicket partnership, and for the first time Hampshire's bowlers were kept quiet. Abbott threatened, the short pitch delivery too steep for Compton, and Donald's 2, the 50 partnership up with 4 byes. Length adjusted, but this time over-pitched. Everson saw 100 up on the board for Kent with 4 whipped through the leg side. Abbott got it spot on with the next delivery though. Everson, out for 34, caught by James Vince in the slips. Compton remained. Another gritty knock brought another well-earned reward for the opener. 50 up from a patient 141 balls. Kent had moved to 145 when Podmore lost his off-peg to Keith Barker, who followed it up with the important wicket of the linchpin. Compton, LBW for 63. Kent limped past 150, but lost McCurr soon after. LBW to Abbas for 1. The visitors down to their last wicket, which Abbas wasted little time in picking up. Gilchrist out for 13, caught by Fuller at deep third man. Kent all out for 165, and tee taken. It had been exactly the kind of performance with the ball James Vince had hoped for when electing to bowl first. His imposing battalion of seamers had ticked off the first milestone, led by Abbott with 4 for 46. Compton and Everson were the only Kent batters to breach 20. But with confidence coursing, Hampshire were about to get a taste of their own medicine. Organ out for 10, caught by leaning off Podmore. Weatherly followed the next over, bowled by Quinn for a duck, and even the experienced Gubbins couldn't stabilise the innings. Out caught behind off Podmore for 8. Vince would face just 3 balls before he fell caught behind off Quinn for a duck, and Holland would go 2 balls later, nicking off to Compton for 19. After 4 more balls, Hampshire were 6 down. Brown out-bowled by Gilchrist for 1. This was not going to plan for the title chasers. Barker out-caught by McCurr off Quinn for 13. And Donald followed to the next ball, bowled by Gilchrist. Hampshire 54 for 8. It came to an end in the next over. Abbott went first, caught by leaning off Quinn for 1. And Abbas followed, bowled for a duck. Hampshire all out for 57. It has been quite the remarkable innings of cricket. Ian Holland with 19 was Hampshire's top scorer by quite some distance. The poor innings was an awful blow for their championship hopes, and if it would prove to be terminal, Quinn had hammered the final nail in the coffin, finishing with stunning figures of 6 for 23. The early stages of the Kent innings were peaceful. After the carnage they'd just caused, the visitors batted cautiously. But it wouldn't last. Abbas with the first wicket. Compton out-caught by Vince for 2. 2 balls later, night watchman McCurr followed, caught behind. And the second tail-ender they promoted wouldn't last much longer. Podmore out for a 3-ball duck when he was bowled by Ian Holland. That wicket was the 23rd of the day and the last action of a remarkable first day on the south coast. It had looked like Hampshire were going to take total control of the match, only to collapse in a heap to 57 all out, their lowest total since 1984. But they'd fought back with 3 wickets, and it's now anyone's guess which way this is going. At the moment, Kent are probably slight favourites with a lead of 128, more than double Hampshire's first innings total. But with the title as motivation, don't count the hosts out.